Bless you, Miss Todd. Bless you. Hello and welcome to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I see one of our wonderful wild rescued residents, Bobcat Tao, really digging into some scented enrichment on this marvelous Monday morning here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hello and welcome everyone. Susan Mensah saying happy Monday. Hey Susan. See Marcy Sanborn is watching. Surely we'll get a comment from Marcy soon. Robin Lyons saying hi to myself. Hey Robin. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Piñata's here. Hello Judson and Olivia. Kendra Ditto saying good afternoon to your TWS family. And Tao exclamation mark. That is right. Tao is, well, understandably so on cloud 9. She's not only playing with a fun piece of cat enrichment, a paper bag, but it's also been scented for her pleasure. Tao is hanging out right here in her free roaming habitat, and caretaker Katrina was just helping me play some scented enrichment for Kimba, the Eurasian Lynx, who I'm hoping to feature on today's live post. But Tao, of course, she's maybe a little less bashful than Kimba. She's going right at her scented enrichment. So I thought she'd be a great way to start the live today before we make pretty much just a 180 and go and see Kimba right behind me. Get it, Tao. Oh, man. Just like your cats at home, our rescues here love having fun, and love having fun in a variety of ways. Our enrichment program is certainly an important part for our rescues' life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We want all of our rescues to be living wild and free, but for one reason or another, they cannot. So here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, you guys know what I'm going to say. We want our rescues to have a wild at heart life, and part of that is being happy, very simply. And for Tao to have enrichment like this, it not only keeps her happy, keeps her stimulated, but it's also important for us to know that Tao's living in a captive environment and needs these types of enrichments to thrive and be the best cat that she can be. So given the circumstances, Tao, we're happy to be able to provide you stuff like this and kind of map that over across the sanctuary, rather, to all different types of rescues, from leopards to obviously more bobcats who are maybe a little bit more unique, and for a cat like Tao, she says, I love all scents. You've always been one of those bobs who likes all scents, but for us, we're always gonna specialize things. So not all bobcats are built the same like Tao, so we're gonna specialize it among the species too. But yep, from the largest lion to the tiniest bobcat, enrichment certainly is one of the most important aspects of living wild at heart and keeping our cats happy and stimulated despite a captive environment. What do you think, Miss Tao? She's keeping her ear to the ground and nose to the air. She's making sure her caretakers aren't going to come rumbling on by too. So she says, I like a little enrichment before my meal, Let's see what's happening in the comments as Tao gets into another little stinky bit of her enrichment here. Tanya Toner saying hi, TWS followers and supporters. Hi, Tanya. Hope all is well. Faith Warner saying, love you, Miss Tao. That nose is really working. Hey, how cool. Marcy Sanborn. I saw my first bobcat in the wild last Friday. So amazing to see them where we belong. That's exactly what we say too, Marcy. Brought tears to your eyes. Well, how wonderful and how special, Marcy. For now, the only wildcat that I've had the privilege to see in the wild, pretty cool one, I'll admit that, was a Canada Lynx in way northern Canada, about 12 hours north of the Twin Cities. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that look. About 12 hours north of the Twin Cities, and I was able to see a Canada Lynx crossing the road in front of us. Pretty darn cool, and pretty darn special, knowing where a lot of our rescues are coming from, that they never had a chance to live in the wild, and seeing where those cats belong, where they've always belonged, and how tragically they're finding their ways into people's homes and having to come through sanctuary like this. Special indeed. So everyone, I'm I'm going to back up for one moment and just kind of show you and give context. We have a marvelous, beautiful free-roaming habitat for Miss Kimba here. And Kimba, you would know, is kind of maybe a good segue from what I was just talking about. Kimba came to us after she was surrendered from a private owner. And Kimba, very simply, she had an entire home to herself. Kimba had free roam of this home. And you might have seen from the rescue videos, and exactly that. Kimba was kind of walking all over the countertops. She had her own little room up the stairs, a whole living room downstairs. And never before, Kimba has had access to free roaming foliage like this, grass, trees. Kimba, you would know, only made this move probably about last week. Tammy mentioned it on her wrap-up. I think it was Monday of last week. We were able to get an update out to sponsors. And she's really been doing awesome in her new space. She loves it so much that you might be able to tell here we've had to do some extra grooming where you know that a lot of our habitats can never get overgrown, but can certainly be a little bit tall with still plenty of pathways and alleyways mowed out for them. But Kimba in particular loved burying herself in the foliage, and so you can see we even had to kind of take it back a little bit more, but nonetheless Kimba still has lots of hiding spots to see, or rather to hide out in and to watch us from. And I can see her standing up. I'm going to show you what Kimba's looking at here. She's kind of standing up, and Simon or Jeremy were just perusing their habitat here. Kimba's down in our Roar Ridge area. So you know that right behind me is Bobcat Tao's habitat, who we just saw. There's Shadow right next to Tao, and then Jeremy and Simon. And then, of course, Winona and Pandora as well. And I just want to slow down for a moment and think if we have had a chance to see Kimba on a live post, and also if maybe we haven't, kind of to that point, thank you guys for understanding kind of what's best for a cat like Kimba as they come into their own at Sanctuary, and how we're always wanting to put the well-being of our rescues first versus wanting to get them on camera and get them on social media. You guys know that you know, regardless, we're always going to go at the cat's pace. So happy that Kimba's finally making her live post debut and really has been coming into her own here at Sanctuary. I will find that Kimba will give me little greetings along the fence. I may be hoping that we'll get one of those during this live. Very, you know, really kind of flashes of beauty. She does a lot of turning around and is showing that butt to me. You know, typical of the Eurasian Lynx wanting to kind of faux mark like that, and even go all the way and actually mark. Kimba, you've given me one little spray so far. Wouldn't expect anything less from a Wildcat like her. But Kimba did great during her move. That was an awesome job done by caretaking team Rio. That would be Rio, Elise, and then caretaker Kelly getting Kimba moved down. When we rescued Kimba, Kimba was, we were informed by her owner that good luck getting her in a crate. Kimba does not like crates. I can never get her in a crate. So good luck, Wildcat Sanctuary, getting her in a crate. Kimba, you kick butt. As you guys know, we have our operant conditioning program here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. In about 2 weeks leading up to this special girl's move, we began to place a crate in front of her room. And then in smaller increments, we would then attach the crate to her bedroom. And then we would, during lunchtime, secure the crate to the bedroom, open up the bedroom door, and so the door leads right into the crate, and then we would ask her to come into the crate for her meal. And those are just small little incremental changes of getting Kimba used to this crate being in the space, getting her used to coming in it, and then come the big show day last Monday, Kimba came right into the crate. She was given a piece of food, and with a minimal amount of stress, Kimba was able to make this move down to Roar Ridge here quite smoothly. So we're happy that she did that, and especially knowing that, hey, a crate is something that we were told is very much something Kimba is not fond of, and to see that the lengths that our caretaking team went through to get her comfortable with that move is, you know, just really a testament as to you know, the type of the attention to detail we're going to continue to pay attention to for the rest of Kimba's life here as she continues to flourish at the sanctuary. It looks like she's dropping back down into her little pocket of green there. You can zoom out and show her whole space here. You can see some of the scented enrichment Katrina helped me place. This was fun. Katrina has a little stash of, and Katrina is indeed a human and not a squirrel, but she has a stash of pine cones that she says she loves keeping a little box of them and has them for ready for enrichment. She'll just do a little spray of some approved scent in there, and then typically the cats love playing with their pine cones. I just wanted to show you from a different angle of imagining also what it would be like to be a caretaker and doing your morning rounds, where we have every single cat on the property identified by getting eyes on them, whether in their outdoor habitat or in their indoor building. I think you can see just how much the caretaker's job can, well, just very simply how they can have their work cut out for them sometime. Kimba is right there in the middle of the frame, but boy, oh boy, just at the right angle, it is nearly impossible to see that pretty gal. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why we wanted to go through and do some extra tree trimming in Kimba's space, because she has been efficient at finding just the most unique hiding spots. And she's as comfortable as can be too. I'm not hearing any huffing or puffing from her. See if I can even find you. There you are. Caretakers have also been noting, cool that I can kind of talk about this too with you guys knowing what I'm talking about. Tammy, during her last Wildcat wrap-up on Thursday of last week, talked about our observations and how those work, and making observations and how they're electronically recorded, and essentially this ledger that's available for all staff and interns to add to and then read themselves. And just kind of reading a lot of those observations, that Kimba is active in the evening. It seems like she likes, very much those low light hours of morning and evening is when Kimba's going to be up and about doing the most. So we did put out some scent and enrichment for her here, but if I'm basing kind of what Kimba's going to be doing off the information provided and the daily observations that have been made for her and her new habitat here, and I can only imagine Kimba's probably going to be continuing to lay low in this little patch of grass over here. But I would like to just kind of do a little bit more of a tour of Kimba's space. And welcome some of those who are just joining us on this Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the Wildcat Sanctuary today. We are visiting with Eurasian Lynx Kimba. Eurasian Lynx Kimba is one of our most recent rescues here. Kimba was surrendered from a private owner and is now ready to live a compassionate and wild at heart life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And there's tons of different stages or chapters in a wild at heart life, and I always say kind of one of the first chapters would be their official move into a Wildcat Sanctuary free roaming habitat. And for Kimba, that was just last week. And so exciting that she's made this move, and that we're able to say that Kimba has really been accepting the space well. She loves having all these little hiding spots. Apparently this tall platform is another spot for her that caretakers have been seeing her enjoying. So Kimba being able to get a little more verticality perhaps than she's ever had before. All the same trees and bushes like you see in many of our habitats. And then I see plenty of eggs, bowling pins. What other toys do I see in here? Smaller balls. I even see that they filled up a pool for you, Kimba. So, of course, all the trappings to make a rescued wildcat like Kimba as happy as she can be. And we're proud of that and thankful for the support that you guys provide for us to do that for her. Look at her kind of dozing off here. Let me catch up on some comments, and I've been really walking around here. Morning, Karen J. Anderson. Which cats are we visiting today? We are hanging out with rescued Eurasian Lynx Kimba. And cool enough, Karen, this is, actually kind of the first formal live post with Kimba in her new free roaming habitat down here in Roar Ridge. So certainly a good one to be tuned in on. See, Jeremy's here. What's going on, Jeremy? Just making my way through some more comments here. Thank you, Marilyn. It's a beautiful place for her habitat here. It certainly is a beautiful spot. I can't help but think, whenever I come by this habitat, of what it was like seeing Tiger Cub Dash just barreling through this space. This was one of Dash's kind of tiger in training habitats. As talk about kind of landmarks of growth, as when cats at sanctuary, of Tiger Dash continuing to age and him kind of going from different habitat to different habitat and growing out of this habitat and that bungalow, and then officially moving over to right behind me in Roar Ridge. But I still have lots of fun kind of cub photos and cub clips of Dash in this space. I can never help but not think of that crazy dude over here. And Amber D saying, never in a million years would I have seen her. I would have walked right by. Yeah, that's kudos to caretakers who, it is, it's part of their job, and why they're such experts and professionals is to identify every single one of our 140 plus cats in the morning before every shift and in the PM after every shift. Just part of our safety protocol. It's obviously you want to know where every cat is, but also included in that is maybe seeing if it's just another time of day where we're able to come around and look at any of the cats and see if maybe a cat was in distress or something like that. It's just always having those constant eyes on the cats, and mandating it at the morning and the evening hours is certainly something that I'm proud the Wildcat Sanctuary does, and I'm sure you guys appreciate from a cat safety standpoint and human safety standpoint. Well, hey, pretty lady. Whoa. I bet the folks didn't know they were going to see the prettiest black leopard that the world's ever seen on today's live post. Leopard Shadow marching around doing what she does best. We did spray a couple things of catnip spray in here, pretty girl. So if you at all feel like getting a little hog wild, you know where to go. Oh my. Oh, I really got to get moving. I heard splashing, which could only mean, ha ha ha. Look at what we have here. It's a little pool time for Simon and Jeremy. It looks like we've stumbled into two of our rescued residents enjoying enrichment in their own way. We're at the beginning of the live post talking about the varieties of enrichment and how we want our cats very simply to have fun. And it's part of a Wild at Heart life is for our rescues to feel satisfied, to feel fulfilled, and for your support to allow rescues like Simon and Jeremy, tiger pools, an in-ground tiger pool that can swallow up a whole adult tiger like Simon there. Man, it's just so awesome what you guys were able to do. Let's zoom in on this handsome man here. And so right now, Simon's up on the edge. If he were to cross the pool right across the middle, he would have to swim. He would have to do a little bit of a kind of like a polar bear swim. There's almost like a second, step, I want to say, that Simon is sitting on. His back end is sitting on that, and it kind of goes around the circumference of the pool. But then obviously it kind of goes down into the deep, deep end. So if he were to go and swim right across this pool, he would be doing exactly that. He wouldn't just be walking. He would have to swim. It's so deep. Well, that's so cool, Karen J. Anderson. Getting excited for an amazing reason. Hooray! My beautiful sponsor cat, Simon and Jeremy. I am in Bengal heaven. Well, that's so cool. Where did Jeremy go too, by the way? I saw him cruising around. Oftentimes, he kind of likes playing pranks on his brother when he's in the pool. So oftentimes I'll see Simon doing what he's doing in the pool like this, and all of a sudden I'm going to see Jeremy slowly stalking from behind a rock or behind a cave, and kind of likes just, yeah, pranking his brother when he's relaxing in the pool here. I got a bug itch my arm here. See if I can get a different angle on Mr. Simon in his pool here. Maybe we'll find Jeremy too. But wow, we are really doing it on today's live post. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. Got to start out with Bobcat Tao enjoying some scented enrichment, then over to Lynx Kimba and her new space. And now a little pool time with Simon and Jeremy. That's really awesome stuff here on this Monday. This would be a great picture, Mr. Handsome. Just a white tiger and his reflection. And Karen J. Anderson, that is right. You understand Simon is the boss, and you know, he is. I admittedly kind of, I think that's, you know, part of the story I was telling with Jeremy. I love the moments where Jeremy does take the reins, because he does know and truthfully kind of preferably likes his brother being the boss and kind of leading the reins. But the times when I see Jeremy come out of his shell like that, always kind of puts a smile on my face. Let's see if any questions or comments that I'm missing here. Perhaps looks like someone asking where we're located. Love to see all the people sharing where we are here in Sandstone, Minnesota. It's always, looks like a good, we're going to get Simon lunging at one of these floating toys here. It's always a good reminder of when people are curious about where we are to remind them too that here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we're closed to the public, and that we always love when people come into the Wildcat Sanctuary fold, and if they ever want to learn more about the Wildcat Sanctuary, if they ever want to give to some of the things that they see on these live posts and social media, that they can do exactly that. And join us by doing that at wildcatsanctuary.org. Obviously, we have that fancy dancy donate button here on this Facebook live post, but tons of different ways to get involved. And we just love when people are new to the fold and new to learning that there is a lot to be done for helping captive wildcats here in the United States. And we look forward to people joining in on the fight with us. Karen Daughtry, back from your vacation, and you looked like just like Jeremy in the pool last week. Now, isn't that nice, Karen? That's when the Mondays are a little harder when you're thinking back on memories like that. But welcome back, Karen, and I'm sure a much-deserved vacation, too. Tara Barker saying hi from Scotland in the UK. Hey, Tara. Hello from across the pond. Glad to have you with us on this Monday morning, or perhaps Monday night where you are. A little knocking around of the ball from Jeremy here. I might have to go change positions again. Martha Frost, well, I'm glad too, saying, I'm glad I caught you alive today. Good cat visits. I agree, Martha. Very much so. Kimba, Shadow, Simon, Jeremy. Really nice stuff. Tanya says she loves the twitching ears. And Maria P. likes saying, what a gorgeous shot of Simon. It really is. And he knows, kind of like I maybe poorly described earlier, there's just a kind of a secondary ledge in the pool there, and he's sitting down on it right now. So truly, Karen, kind of talking about lounging in a pool, you guys really are one and the same here. But just to give an idea of if you were to go into the middle of that pool, there would be no sitting. Simon would have to be swimming. That's just how deep and big those tiger pools are. Also gives a little bit of an idea as to how much water we're moving and how much those pumps are working, our well pumps, to kind of on and offload all of the water into these pools on a weekly basis. think I detect some Catio Town excitement in the comments too. Don Stoltman saying, hello, TWS. Hey, Don. I love comments like that where I can just kind of hear them in my head. Or maybe I'm taking a little creative freedom with it. But hello, Don, and thanks for joining us here. Linda Kiner saying hello to myself and Olivia. Hey, Linda. And I see Elise and Katie, our operations director, cruising around. Looks like they're doing a little kind of cat rounds, talking about this and that. Seeing what Gino and Sophie are up to. And we're still hanging out with this aquatic tiger, white tiger that is, Mr. Simon over here. And I love seeing that, Jeremy. Just a reminder, white tigers are not natural. They come from inbreeding. That's exactly right. That's certainly one of the things that I never want to be complacent about, or, you know, acting like we're having fun without wanting to look at the truth of the matter is that's exactly right, Jeremy. That these white tigers are a product of inbreeding. They're a product of cruelty and negligence, and it's up to us to make sure that people know what's what when it comes to looking at such a beautiful animal, that behind that beauty, unfortunately, is some tragedy. It looks like they're just doing some visual inspections on Kimba and Sophie. Another cool little slice of life moment, just to see how we're always wanting to keep a close eye on any and all of our cats on any type of situation. I couldn't say what exactly they're doing over there, but nonetheless, just making sure that they're following up with something. So I'm going to walk back over, and I'd like to end with Kimba, and also after kind of giving her a little space, maybe she came out of her little foresty shell for a moment and played with some enrichment, but we'll see. I see her sitting up at least, looking at me. I think she probably liked watching that white tiger go splash around in that pool. Alrighty. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm jerking everybody around here, but then all of a sudden I hear just the commotion of a large tiger ball being pushed across the yard here. Oh boy. Typical cats of the Wildcat Sanctuary know that Judson's winding down a live post, and they say, wait. Oh my word. I need to get in a better position, Simon. And Jeremy's come back to join us too. Look at that. Look at the Tiger brothers here. Oh, brother. Well, that was one final little bit of commotion there, but still a fun piece. I just hear the surging of water whenever Jeremy goes behind that cave. Of course, I just keep finding the most inopportune spots to keep the tiger, the tiger in the frame here. But off Jeremy goes, back to Simon. Looks like he's got a ball right where he wants it. Let's hang out for just a little bit longer. Ooh, Jeremy, see, knocking a pill, that kind of oversized pill into the water. Hey, Jer Bear. Hey, Mr. Handsome. Yeah, I can tell. It looks like you and your brother are about to go zoom zoom. Yep, there goes Simon. I could tell he was going to go zoom zoom. All right, goofies. fun little final dose of a white tiger swimming date. I'm glad Mr. Jeremy came by and said hi to us too. It's pretty much Simon for the most part that we saw in the pool, but we got to see Jeremy right away when we came over to this habitat. But yes, glad we got a Jeremy hello. I'm gonna walk right over to Miss Kimba here, and then we're gonna make a final goodbye. And thanks for those who joined in on today's live post, and thanks if maybe you're watching later and enjoying this live post on your own time. We always love when people get to tune in live, but regardless, the way life is, we can only expect that not everyone can tune into the live post. So whenever you're able to tune in and check in with the rescues that you do so much, if I can find Kimba here, there we go. We always appreciate that. So from Miss Kimba, as she kind of dozes off in her grassy green throne there, from Simon and Jeremy, Miss Tato behind, I just combined Tao and Shadow's name, Tao, and then Shadow the Leopard. I want everyone to have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day today, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow. Bye, Kimba.